It starts in the kingdom of Helmuth, where Vermouth and his team have destroyed everything. Their primary mission is to defeat all the demon kings, and at the moment, they have already defeated 3. His other companions are the wise Sienna, a wizard, the believer Anise, the healer of the team, the brave Moron, the tank, and the stupid Hamil. However, as much as they are on the same team, Hamil considers Vermouth his rival. They eventually defeat all the minions, but Vermouth is surprised by a monster. Hamil goes to protect him, and he is struck in the process. In the last moments, Hamil says goodbye to everyone. He seems to have been reincarnated as a child, but still has memories from his past life. It has been 300 years since his death. Interestingly enough, he reincarnates as a descendant of the hero Vermouth. Now, Hamil goes by the name Eugene Lionheart, and he is 13 years old. Vermouth seemed to have several women, but his official lineage was from his first wife. There are other branches of his lineage that exist, but these are not considered. Eugene has the same Lionheart surname, but it is from an indirect branch, so he will have to complete in a blood succession ritual. However, those from the indirect branch cannot use real swords when training or even train their mana. And even though Eugene uses a wooden sword, his father is scared because he doesn't look or act like a child. He has a scary gaze and a dark aura. The blood succession ritual happens every 10 years, where children between 10 and 15 from the main house compete to see who is worthy of carrying the Lionheart name. However, those from the direct line could train with real swords. This is to prevent those from the branches from taking over. There will be 3 children from the direct line and 6 from the branch during the competition. 1 from the direct line is the son of the first wife, while the other 2 are twins from the second wife. Eugene starts thinking about his past when he thought he was a genius, but he really wasn't. The great Vermouth was the genius, and everyone called him the God of War. Eugene becomes frustrated because the Demon King is still alive. Vermouth made a deal with him that led to the whole area having peace. Eugene finally arrives as the main territory of the Lionhearts. Eugene enters the kingdom, and only those from the direct line can wear an emblem on the left side. Eugene is shown to his room, where he is given a personal maid. Eugene asks her to take him to the training area. Outside, there's a boy and a girl with the emblem. They are making fun of Eugene because he is poor. The 2 of them decide to go and give him a warning. The other boy peeks out from the window, but when the girl notices him, he hides. Eugene is practicing with a wooden spear, and the maid is impressed by his moves. The twins get there, and they are called Scion and Ciel. Scion asks Eugene what he is doing, and he replies, "Can't you see I'm wielding a spear?" Eugene then calls him an idiot, which makes Scion angry. When Scion asks Eugene to apologize, Eugene does so, but Scion does not believe it. Scion then orders Eugene to clean the carriage he came in with, but Eugene tells the maid to do it. This makes Scion even angrier, and he shouts that he is Scion Lionheart. Eugene says he is Eugene Lionheart, and Ciel says she is Ciel Lionheart. Scion becomes upset, and he grabs a wooden sword and challenges Eugene to a duel. Eugene tries so hard to avoid the duel, but he is forced to accept it when Scion insists too much. He starts taking off the weights that are in his clothes and throws them down. This makes Scion a bit nervous because he has never seen anyone train with weights on him. The 2 get into starting position, and Eugene takes Scion down in one move. He even makes him throw up. His sister is surprised by what happened, and they think that Eugene trained his mana. Scion says that it was unfair, but he accepts he lost. Hazar, the man who was in charge of Scion, comes to guide young Scion. He asks what happened, and Eugene explains that he insulted his father, which is why he accepted the duel. In the end, they decide to retire and leave. As he is dining, Eugene is told that another competitor will arrive that night and the rest the following day. Cyan explains what happened to his mother, the second wife of the direct line, Anacilia. She becomes angry at how a commoner humiliated her son. As Cyan was apologizing, she slapped him and ordered Hazar to go with him and train him even more. She then tells Ciel to befriend Eugene. She thinks to herself that she would kill him instead, but the guardians of the familial law would come, given that she would be the first suspect. The following day, 3 heirs from the collateral lines arrive. They are Deacon, 11 years old, Hansen, 14, and Jules, 10. The head of the family, Gillard Lionheart, arrives as well, and everyone gathers to welcome him. They all meet, including the legal wife, Theonis, and the eldest son of the direct family, Iode Lionheart. Iode is also the first in the line of succession. Gillard then invites everyone to have dinner together. All the children, including Gargus and Desira, sit at the family table, and despite being from the Branch family, they are highly regarded. There is also a lady known as Robarian from the Red Tower. Eugene concludes that she is a disciple of Sienna. He remembers that 300 years ago, Sienna became the master of the Green Tower, becoming the youngest tower master in the history of Aroth. She rebuilt the classic magic books in Aroth, and since then, the Green and Red Towers still believe that Sienna is their Grand Master. Gillard makes Cyan apologize to Eugene for the disrespect he showed. In addition, he also praises Eugene for his skill, and is surprised that he trained all by himself. After their meal, they are informed that the first test is a maze. They will have to avoid the traps and defeat the monsters inside the maze before defeating the final boss. However, the monsters are just illusions, but they feel real. Whoever wins the maze and defeats the boss gets to pick something from the Lionheart's treasury. As Eugene walks along the hallway, he runs into Gargus and Desira. The two ask him whether it is true that he defeated Cyan, and Eugene answers them and leaves. As he was outside training with a wooden sword, Gargus and Desira arrived again. Desira asks what weapon he uses, and Eugene says he has specialized in both the sword and the spear. Trying to prove that you cannot learn 2 weapons at the same time, Desira challenges Cyan to a spear fighting match. With Gargus as the referee, the fight begins. Eugene dodges all of Desira's attacks without moving. Desira finally thinks she has found an opening, but her move is easily blocked. Eugene wins the fight. Gargus and Desira come to Eugene with the proposal of helping each other so that they can defeat the direct line. This is something that has never happened before. On the other hand, Anacilia tries to find a way for her children to survive. She hopes Iode is taken by Robarian, given that he loves magic. Once this occurs, he will be separated from his family for some time, and her children can work their way up to becoming the heirs. On the day of the test, Robarian provides each of the children with magic that allows them to create whatever weapon they want. Once each one had their weapons, she handed them a necklace that would help them know when they were in danger. After that, they all enter the portal into the maze. Eugene remembers that he has been through many mazes in his past life, which means this one will be easier for him. 3 children have already been disqualified, and the others are still progressing in the maze. Robarian and Gillard observe keenly, pointing out their weaknesses and strengths. The eldest son seems more fascinated by magic, but doesn't want to proceed with it because of his mother. On the other hand, his father wants him to join Robarian and pursue his magical dreams. Robarian comments that her favorite character in the story was Sienna. However, Gillard was about to say his favorite character, but he stopped when he saw Eugene's abilities. They were both speechless when they saw Eugene in action. Surprised, they call Eugene a genius. The large troll was supposed to be a test to find out how he would escape, but he ended up killing it easily. Gargus also manages to defeat his large troll, but he is so wounded that he faints. Cyan manages to escape the troll, and he bumps into Ciel. Desira then appears and scares Cyan. However, since it was actually an ambush and had failed, she tried to run away. Eventually, Scion and CL run after her until they get to the middle of the maze. Here they find the final boss. Eugene was already in the corner, and he asked why the three came together. When Eugene was asked, he said he was waiting to see who would arrive.